a request from our good friend Rana to hit the song Escapism from Raye. And I'm very excited to get into another song from Raye. Everything that I have heard from her thus far has been just truly unbelievable and magnificent. Genesis has been on repeat for sure since that first listen. I think I put that song in my playlist on the actual reaction, and I have not stopped listening since. Such an amazing song, amazing video. I love the fact that like the jazz part of it is like all of it is part of that initial record. I love the fact that you go on that entire journey like throughout that record. Like I feel like you get to see a lot of different sides of Raye in that one song for sure. So I'm definitely excited to get more from Raye, and we are going to be checking out the song Escapism. Make sure that this is turned on so that way everybody can see it, and let's go ahead and check it out.
And teasing, I'm sitting on him. All of my diamonds are dripping on him. I met him at the bar, I was 12 or something. I ordered 2 more wines, cause tonight I want him. A little context if you care to listen. I find myself in a shit position. The man that I love sat me down last night and he told me that it's over, done decision. And I don't wanna feel how my heart is ripping. In fact, I don't wanna feel, so I stick to sipping. And I'm out on the town with a simple mission. In my little black dress and the shit is sitting. Just a heartbroken bitch, high heel, 6-inch in the back of the nightclub, sipping champagne. I don't trust any of these bitches I'm with. In the back of the taxi, sniffing cocaine. Drunk calls, drunk texts, drunk tears, drunk sex. I was looking for a man who was on the same page. Back to the intro, back to the bar, to the Bentley, to the hotel, to my old way. Cause I don't wanna feel how I did last night.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I think what I take away from Raye, like initially almost every time that I listen to a song from her, is like she reminds me of like the real side of the... Well, I don't even know how to really describe it. I would say maybe like the fake and plastic side of the world. Does that make sense? Like the Hollywood dream babies, like if you will, kind of vibe. Like she looks like she'd fit in with the crowd, right? But she doesn't. And it's because she's not as shallow and fake and all of those things that she's pretty much calling out everybody else for being. So I like the fact that she's the one that's like, when she references like we're in the back seat doing lines of cocaine, she's like, I don't trust the bitches in the back seat doing lines of cocaine. Like, I'm there because this is the lifestyle. This is what happens when you get into this world. That's the thing that they don't tell you, right? Is like all the glitz and the glamour and the rich and the famous and all that. Like that means that you have to go and be on at a party. You have to go make people like you. You have to go build relationships, get connected. That's all the stuff in the music industry that nobody tells you about. And like, depending on what you're looking for, what you want is what you get pushed into. You know what I mean? Somebody mentioned in the Discord earlier about how we should talk. We could have a whole. We probably have a whole entire hour-long session talking about the problems with the music industry and how the music industry in general and how really the entire world uses women's sexuality really to profit from everything, you know, and how they abuse women's sexuality really in a lot of different businesses, especially the music industry one, right? And so that's what I get from Raye is like somebody like the one who's like, I've been part of the scene and I've been in this world and now I'm telling my story of it. And that's why she's independent now, is because she got out of it, right? So I'm sure that they're very happy that she's no longer a part of it, because nobody wants to have like the inside woman airing out all the dirty laundry. So you can go over there, be independent, and they're probably trying to shut her down. That's why everybody keeps talking and everybody keeps coming to me about Raye, being like, we need to help her. We need to help her. We need to help her, because someone like her needs the support. They need the support because they're trying to air out all the dirty laundry that we've been talking about on this channel about the music industry forever. But who better to believe than the artists themselves that came from there? You know what I mean? Like, they came from the same situations that we talk about. And so we got to do our support, try to support them on the backside. Why do we think we keep checking this stuff out? Her music is fire. So like, that's just off the bat. So she is what I would consider like pop style music, if you will, pop-esque, if you will. It's what you hear on the radio. You'd hear people doing stuff like this. But this is not that shallow emptiness. It's not the shallowness of what you get where someone just writes a little happy tune and a little diddly and they just throw it out there and all of a sudden it becomes a #1 hit. You know what I mean? Because the right person had it in the right camp and we're going to push. And now everybody hears it and it's like, it sounds okay enough. And then like, it gets stuck in your head and blah, 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 blah. How many songs that are just okay from an artist that you barely know grow on you over time? You know what I mean? So yeah, when you hear, if you would not believe your eyes if 10,000 million fireflies, whatever, as I went to sleep, if you heard that 1,500 times in your life over the course of 2 years, it probably would grow on you and it would probably have a stuck in your mind memory, and it probably, that's marketing. That is selling you something. You don't really like it. You don't really like it. It's because you've been forced to like it. That's why I can't stand every time I go to Wawa and listen to that same song from Harry Styles every single time at the pump. Every single time. It's never going to make me like it. But that song's going to live on forever now because a million people are going to associate that song with memories because it was just around when they were doing things. That's how things live on forever. It's not artists like Raye who make actually moving music. They actually make give us a part of themselves. They take a part of their soul. They take a part of their experiences and put it on a platter and give it to us. That's what they do. But yeah, those songs won't live on forever because they won't get played at Target. They won't get played at Walmart. They won't get played in the grocery store. They won't get played all of those different kinds of places because that's not what they're trying to sell you. They're trying to sell you some lazy shit that some guy owes somebody a favor, so he gave this song to that sample to that dude, and he owes it to that person. And then all of a sudden now it's a song for that artist. You know, and now Dua Lipa's #1. You know what I mean? I keep using her as an example just because I know she's a big artist in like the worldwide, right? You know what I mean? And she's just like the first person that I could think of that obviously doesn't write her own stuff. You know what I mean? She might get credited, all they say. But yeah, that girl has not picked up a pen a day in her life. And anybody who tries to tell me that she has is lying to my face. So, sorry for the rant. Let's keep going. Let's keep supporting and loving Raye.
Last night, I don't wanna feel how I did last night. Doctor, anything please. Doctor, have mercy on me. Take this pain away. Yours, give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel. Took this joint, how I'm blowing this steam. Back to my ways like 2019. Or 24 hours since my ex did dead. I got a new man on me, it's about to get sweaty. Last night really was the cherry on the cake. Been some dark days lately and I'm finding it crippling. Excuse my state, I'm as high as your hopes that you'll make it to my bed. Get me hot and sizzling. If I take a step back to see the glass half full, at least it's the Prada 2-piece that I'm tripping in. And I'm already acting like a dick, know what I mean? So you might as well stick it. Just a heartbroken bitch, high heels, 6-inch in the back of the nightclub, sipping champagne. I don't trust any of these bitches I'm with in the back of the taxi, sniffing cocaine. Drunk calls, drunk texts, drunk tears, drunk sex. I was looking for a man who was on the same page. Back to the intro, back to the bar, to the Bentley, to the hotel, to my old way. 'Cause I don't wanna feel how I did last night. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. Anything please. Have mercy on me and take this pain away. Just give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel. Yes, I don't wanna feel like I felt like.
Oh boy! Again, I feel like she's only just hammering everything that I've said, like just the points of that home, like even more, just as we continue to go on. Like we talked about that in Genesis, where like she talks a lot about like the overall substance abuse that she like basically puts on herself to kind of basically mask her problems, right? Like the pressures of being an artist, being a rising artist, all the glitz and the glamour, again, of like what that entails and that life comes with, and like really just in general, like the scene, right, is like, young people do a lot of drugs, young people do a lot of partying, and a lot of times it's just it's so accessible to you that like when you don't feel like doing anything, someone just says, oh, you don't feel like doing something? Here, have one of these or do one of those. It'll help you with that. And then now all of a sudden, what happens? You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden you feel better, and now you start using those things to time again, over again. we have this discussion literally probably almost every year about some sort of artist that this happens to. And yet what have we done as record labels? And what have we done as club owners and promoters and managers to change and stop some of these things from happening? Does that make sense? Like, what have we really done other than just continue to feed that machine and feed that beast? And we just turn a blind eye because why? We just like their stuff so much. You know what I mean? Like in the last video, she was talking about putting ring lights up and like, I got to do all this stuff just because I have to be somebody that you admire and aspire to be. I have to. It's the only thing I have. I got to do it. I got to do it or else I'm nothing. But I got to do drugs, alcohol, all these different things to just be able to cope with life and get through life just in general. Like, you know, it's a dirty and nasty world out there. And sometimes when you get into the water, you didn't realize how dirty that fucking lake was until you got in there. And then sometimes you run away pretty fast. Sometimes you get swallowed up by that lake and you never leave. You know what I mean? You become Jason. Now you're part of that lake forever. Like you just can't, you got nowhere else to go. You don't think that you have anything else you can do. I talk about this all the time when it comes to like being more independent and staying more independent with artists, because as soon as you become a part of a label, you are now a product. You are now just a UPC to sell. I don't even want to say it, but I'm like, I could literally talk for like the next 4 hours about how upset I am now that the warning is signed and how everything that I was worried about is already starting to happen. It's the beginning stages of it. And we're going to be having this conversation forever now because now they're signed and now it's happening. It's literally, you could go back to the drawing board of day one. You could line it all out. Nope. There's probably other reactors and other people out there, content creators that are not talking about this, but it's a fact. You could literally go watch the timeline and watch what's happening. Like it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Then over here, people are talking about Angelina Jordan. Same thing. Oh, she signed the biggest record label on the whole fucking planet. And I'm supposed to be like, oh, yeah, they're going to do the right thing by her. Out of everybody, they're going to get it right with her. They'll do it right with her. Oh, you don't know, Johnny. Her mom's different. Right. Like none of these other artists ever had loving parents or loving people around them, that they didn't get cut around the wrong person, that had different ideas. Again, go watch a documentary, guys. Go watch that Drake Bell documentary about how Drake Bell got abused in Nickelodeon and did not listen to his dad, who knew that guy was off about something about him. What did Drake Bell do? Ran closer to him. There's a reason why I have these concerns, guys, and then there's a reason why this stuff bothers me so much, and there's a reason why it bothers me when somebody tells me that I should calm the fuck down and stop that it's weird for me to care about young people being protected from this kind of shit. It's weird and wrong of me to talk about young people not wanting to be sexually abused. That's weird for Johnny Foxtrot to say that. It is. The guy said it flat out on there. It's wrong of you, Johnny, and quite frankly weird that you want to protect kids' sexualities that way. You know what I mean? God forbid me that I want people to go through life unabused. Yeah, fuck me, right? Huh. All right. Shout out to Monster Energy. They're never going to sponsor me after this video. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to take a hit of the vape, guys. Where is it? I'm fired up today. It's Veterans Day, man. Oh my God. Protect the kids. That's what I'm saying, man. I couldn't believe when you know how you know you lost an argument when you try to flip it back on the person, and that's where you're grasping at the straws. You know what I'm saying? That's the most absolutely insane thing that I think I have ever heard. That it is wrong of me to talk about that, and how I worry that that's what's going to happen to some people. Yeah, that makes me a terrible person to try to look out for the youth of the world that way. You know, maybe I should have just let them feed them to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Let them go to the wolves. Oh my God, did we even finish this song? We haven't even finished Raye.
Excuse my state, I'm as high as your hopes that you'll make it to my bed. Get me hot and sizzling. If I take a step back to see the glass half full, at least it's the Prada two-piece that I'm tripping in. and I'm already acting like a dick, know what I mean? So you might as well stick it. Just a heartbroken bitch, high heel, 6-inch in the back of the nightclub, sipping champagne. I don't trust any of these bitches I'm with in the back of the taxi, sniffing cocaine. Drunk calls, drunk texts, drunk tears, drunk sex. I was looking for a man who was on the same page. Back to the intro, back to the bar, to the Bentley, to the hotel, to my old way. 'Cause I don't wanna feel how I did last night. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. Anything, please. Have mercy on me and take this pain away. Just give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel.
Cause I don't wanna feel like I felt last night. I don't wanna feel like I felt last night. Yeah, peace with the things you can't change. I was naked when I leave and I was naked when I came. Out of reach, out of touch, too numb, I don't feel no way. So stuck, so what? Street small, but it go both ways. So, you're wrong, it should never escape. Sunset in the
Lost, give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. Oh, doctor, anything, please, doctor, have mercy on me. Yes, give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel.
Lipstick smudged like Modena. I don't know where the fuck I am or who's driving the fucking car. Speeding down the highway, sipping, mixing pills at the liquor car. Fuck these fins. I left everyone I love on red. Spilling secrets to the stranger in my bed. I remember nothing, so there's nothing to regret. Other than this 4/4 kick drum pounding in my head.
Man, another thing about Raye is that she always has like really just super fire beats, like excellent choices with the beats overall. Like she finds a way to like make the interesting beats that typically like I wouldn't like gravitate towards, like I wouldn't like have like a real strong love and appreciation towards. She like finds a way to make them that much more interesting, or the producers that make them like I said, her selection of like what she goes with is great. The way that they choose to incorporate just little extras at the right times that makes you kind of feel like you have chapters in those books, like when she like, in each song again, you know what I mean, like, you know, you're getting a full story, but you're getting kind of chapters kind of throughout it. One of the things I liked the most, I think, about this video was kind of like the shots of all the different times where you could see her eyes and the way her eye makeup was. I think there was like a time in there where they had like cat eyes thrown in there. I think that's what those were supposed to be. But like all the different like makeup, like with it running, design sometimes, like just all the different eye shots for sure. Like I feel like this video through and through was supposed to draw you towards her eyes in a lot of different scenes and segments, and I feel like they really incorporated and captured that really, really well. Throughout this entire video, it stood out to me that at least that way, because I'm like, I feel like that was one thing that I feel like you were supposed to take away for sure. Especially like when she comes in and she's talking about like my mascara is dripping she said something. But like she made a comment about it, like right after that part where you're getting a bunch of shots, like with the even like the little like Joker clown makeup. I think it's what she said was Joker, in like the old school Joker style, like on the playing cards Joker, if you will. So again, another amazing Run song. It's gonna go on the playlist immediately too. it'll get posted on Instagram for sure. Another great Raye song. Yeah. I think that's all I got for this one. I think I ranted. I raved. I did it all. Like I said, you get your money's worth for sure with the Johnny Foxtrot reaction. You never know where it's gonna go.